Hi there, welcome to Cocktail Mode, the podcast where me, Andy, and my mate Dave take a retro game and try and pair it with a cocktail. Today we're looking at a game we know as Shadow Warriors. You may know it as Ninja Gaiden. It's the 1988 Tecmo arcade game we're going to be looking at. So there's going to be some confusion.
Yeah, let's clear up the confusion early on.
Yes. Let's knock this on the head. I'm going with the pronunciation Gaiden.
Yeah, Gaiden is what I've come to settle on.
Yeah, Gaiden we're going for. So Ninja Gaiden, which weirdly enough isn't even the Japanese name.
No.
But anyway.
What is the Japanese name, Andy?
Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Ninja Sword Legend, according to the Wikipedia page that I've got open in front of me.
Ninja Dragon Sword Legend.
Oh yes, of course, Ninja Dragon Sword. The Dragon Sword thing, oddly enough, is something else we need to talk about. So this is, the confusion here, of course, is that Ninja Gaiden is most well known as a NES game that is brutally difficult.
A whole series of them.
Yes, but in particular the first one, I think it when retro games and YouTubers playing retro games came about and were bigger than they are now even, NES Ninja Gaiden was infamous. It was sort of well known and everyone was talking about it and how difficult it was. And I've actually never played it.
No, I want to. I've seen it being played recently for this, and I think it looks pretty good, actually. I'm going to give it a go. With the ability to save state scum my way through it, I'm going to enjoy it.
But yeah, so there are, I believe, I think it's 25 games in the extended Ninja Gaiden series.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I've played one.
And today we will be talking about one.
Yeah, which isn't even called Ninja Gaiden.
As in the UK, we weren't allowed to say ninja in the 80s, so they rebranded it Shadow Warriors. Nothing to do with Shadow Warrior, the other game.
No.
That's called that. Just to keep it complicated. But the arcade game Ninja Gaiden, we knew it as Shadow Warriors, came out in 1988, the same year as the NES game Ninja Gaiden, which has got some similarities.
Well, they were developed by the same company, sort of at the same time. The arcade game came out first, and the NES game was seen as the home port. Well, it wasn't a home port because it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
But they were developed basically at the same time. That's what's always really confused me, because you look at Ninja Gaiden on the NES and you just think, that's not the game I've played in the arcade.
No.
At all. It's completely different. It's got a ninja in it. That's the only similarity.
Some of the early bits are a bit similar.
Yeah.
Although you'd never know it because it's an arcade game and it doesn't have a story. Apparently it is Ryu Hayabusa who is the main character in both of them, but there is no way from playing an arcade game you'd ever know that. It doesn't have a name. It's called Ninja Dude. And his mate as well, who's just wearing a different flavour of pyjamas if you're playing in two-player mode. So yeah, we're probably going to refer to the game as Shadow Warriors from here on out.
I think that's easiest. I think that's the easiest way to differentiate the arcade game from the NES game.
And its 24 sequels. In the sort of the main, what people will know as the Ninja Gaiden series. I've played exactly two. I've played Ninja Gaiden Black on the Xbox and Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword on the DS.
Okay.
Xbox is very, very good. DS less so. There we go. That's that over with. We shall never mention them again. What I think is more interesting in terms of Shadow Warriors as we know it is it's one of the games where the home computer ports were done by Ocean.
Like everything.
Well, yeah, they were one of the biggest by quite a long way porters, and sort of they sort of hoovered up IP and remade them on Amstrad, Commodore, Spectrum, ST, Amiga, just about anything they could. And so I think that, and they're probably, I guess it's that, isn't it? There's the free 8-bits, the CPC, the 64 and the Spectrum, the Amiga and the ST.
Yeah, no MSX version for this.
No, sorry Steve, no MSX version. The only other version, there were two other versions to round it out. One, there was a MS-DOS port.
Wow. I bet that was good.
Which was released as Ninja Gaiden. It was a North American release. The only two versions of this game, other than the arcade game, that were released in America are the MS-DOS version and the Atari Lynx version.
Oh, okay.
So everything else was just on home computers in the UK as Shadow Warriors. And I have played all of them in the last week or so.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't. I made a duplicate effort.
In so many ways. You will be glad that you didn't.
Oh, believe me, I know. I watched a video of somebody playing the ST version, and he had high praise for its looks, not so much for its frame rate, which was in the single digits for most of the game, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, the ST version chugs.
Yeah.
It is, what were we playing recently that chugged? I can't remember.
I don't know, Star Fox?
It wasn't Star Fox, because I was surprised that it didn't, but we were playing something.
Oh, Metal Slug.
That was it, yeah, Metal Slug 2.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Atari ST Shadow Warriors is Metal Slug 2 levels of chug. It's horrendous. But it looks like almost arcade perfect in terms of the graphics.
Yeah, it looks great.
But it doesn't scroll, it's flip screen.
Oh, okay.
Which is a really weird thing. I just don't get that at all. Some of the 8-bits, the CPC version and the 64 version also flip screen.
Well, the Amstrad's notoriously bad at scrolling, so they probably wouldn't have bothered.
No, they absolutely didn't. What they did do is it looks really nice, the Amstrad version. I think of those three versions, if you're not, I'm talking about the Spectrum, the Commodore and the Amstrad, if you're not like a Spectrum apologist or Colour Clash enthusiast, I think the Amstrad version looks the best. The Commodore 64 version is horrendous.
Really?
It's horrendous. It looks bad. It plays unbelievably badly. It's got this weird washed out colour palette. It's got the blocky sort of low res graphics that early Commodore 64 games had. But it was released in like 1990, 91, something like that.
Yeah, they all were. They all released in 1990.
It's absolutely bonkers. It's incredible how bad the Commodore 64 version is. So yeah, of the 8-bits, the Commodore 64 version is 100% the worst. I genuinely didn't get past the first set of bad guys before turning it off.
Oh my word, I'm looking at it now. It's awful.
Yeah, what you're looking at doesn't convey the worst thing about it, is that it is borderline impossible to hit anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
No,
You've got one punch.
Yeah.
By the look of this.
The hit detection is horrendous, and the enemies sort of walk through you as well. It seems to be like almost a complete lack of collision detection in the whole game on every level.
I wonder if this was done by like a team of 12-year-olds.
Interestingly enough, I found when I was digging around for information on these games, there's a website called, to give you a shout out, tcrf.net. TCRF stands for the cutting room floor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it appears to be bits in games, sort of secret hidden bits, like secret messages and things. Like this might have in it the weird end music from Star Fox or something like that. It's just that sort of thing, and messages on scoreboards. And there is, in the Commodore 64 version, there's some code hidden, sort of tucked away, and you can only find it. It doesn't come up in the game, this text. It never comes up in the game. You have to dig around in the source code.
So it's like a little comment left in.
Yeah, so a little comment. It's like half an essay. It's quite long. Basically, he makes a joke about there being a cheat mode, which there isn't. And that he's left this little message there just for people who like snooping around in code. But the interesting bit, he says, thanks must be extended to the merry jesters at Ocean for making me miss a day of my holiday due to a supposed bug in the tape loader, which strangely cured itself. Also, a million hoorays to Commodore for their insistence that each cassette must have the whole game on both sides, so blame them for that tape counter crap, not me.
I love it.
So yes, it doesn't sound like it was a fun experience.
Yeah.
For the guys doing the C64 version.
Just looking up the guys who made the C64 version, you got programming by a guy called Andy Ware, who went on to make things like Forza Horizon 2, Sackboy,
oh wow,
all sorts of other stuff. It's Sonic and All-Stars Racing, your favourite kart style game ever made.
Absolutely, which weirdly has Ryu Hayabusa
in
it from Ninja Gaiden.
Exactly. So yeah, may well have been his first game and not his best, but he didn't stop there, luckily.
Yeah, thank God for that, because yeah, sounds like a storied history. Yeah, not good. Commodore 64 version. The CPC version, similar issues. Hit detection is poor. Flip screen doesn't work because it flips the screen, and there's like one of those guys with a tree standing in front of you.
Yeah.
As the screen flips over, it's like, no. And then you've got the Spectrum version,
which is very colourful, I have to say. It displays all 8 of the colours it's capable of showing at the same time.
It has scrolling. The sprites are enormous. The different colours on the same sprites. When I first saw it, and I saw it, a long time ago, back in the days of the Spectrum, I've always thought it's got this it's got a very distinctive black outline to the character art and the sprites. And it's to hide the colour clash, really. But there is a similar sort of black outline in the arcade graphics. They're quite heavily outlined, basically. So it kind of mimics that whilst also hiding the colour clash.
I think the arcade version, that's probably a choice rather than a necessity.
100%, yeah. I'm a fan of the Spectrum. I think it's a really good version. I genuinely do. I think it plays well. It scrolls, it moves around. It's got all the moves that the arcade has. It's got breaking environments, which the other 8-bit versions I don't think have. It's not just because, it's a Spectrum game with colour, but I think it's a genuinely pretty classy game, a good port.
We've said it before about these Ocean conversions. They did everything. I reckon they just picked up an IP, chucked it out to a small team, and just said, do what you can.
Yeah.
Because they're so different. Versions on one system to another of the same game can be massively different. Some amazingly so.
I read earlier, I was looking at an old review. I think it was your Sinclair. And so this Midnight Resistance and Sly Spy Secret Agent came out in very short order, within a few months of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Midnight Resistance on the Spectrum is phenomenal.
Legendary.
Yeah. Shadow Warriors, for me, phenomenal. Looks great, plays great. Sly Spy Secret Agent, if Shadow Warriors and Midnight Resistance didn't exist, everyone would have gone, this is a great port for the Spectrum, but it's just not as good as the other two. It's like it's got that whole thing basically on the Spectrum. If you've never seen one, if you've got blue sky and white ground, the characters will be half blue and half white as they pass across them. Not the case with Midnight Resistance or Shadow Warriors. Very, very common in Spectrum games. And particularly in Sly Spy, weirdly, but it's like you say, I guess because they all came out around the same time, those 3 games would have been made by 3 different teams at Ocean, approaching them in different ways and coming up with completely different results.
Yeah.
I bet they had cock all time to do it as well.
Yeah, it's probably turned around in like a few months. That's how this stuff used to work.
I mean, to be fair to them, though, they churned out some great games.
They made some absolute classics.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Untouchables?
Yeah.
On the 8-bits? That was a fantastic game.
Yeah. There were a few games. They had that sort of format. So the Untouchables was like almost like 5 completely different games put together. And Robocop was similar. It had sort of different elements. So it wasn't all just walking sideways shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Although that's more of an arcade conversion. But yeah, they did some brilliant games, Ocean. I'm sure they did some absolute chuff as well. Other ports, the Amiga version looks as good as the ST version, doesn't have slowdown. In fact, runs a bit too fast at times.
Oh, okay. I didn't play it.
Yeah, it just something about it seems to run just a bit too quick.
Are you running on Amiga Live?
Yes.
Because I think that does sometimes speed things up a bit. There's been some games that I've played and I thought there's no way in hell it played this quick.
I would probably agree with you, but I saw it on a video as well and it was running similarly. So unless he was also playing on Amiga Live, I guess there's a chance. Yeah, so I think if you're talking about closeness to the arcade, the Amiga version is head and shoulders above every other version. It looks the part, it plays the part, it's got everything. It looks like almost like the sprites have been lifted directly, just slightly muted colour palette, I guess. So the arcade has 3 buttons: grab, jump, and punch. Kick. It's all in the mind. So on other versions, all the 8-bit versions, 16-bit versions, it's only 1 button, but it works surprisingly well. Because basically, if you're moving left or right, then you do punch and kick in. If you push up and there's nothing to grab on, you jump.
Yes.
If you push up and there isn't something to grab on, it grabs onto it. It all works very slick and kind of exactly as you'd expect as well.
It's contextual controls, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're in the right position to do a thing, it will do that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
and sort of upright, and fire will do sort of a backflippy jump that he does, and then fire again will start the throw. I mean, this is all sort of skipping ahead a bit, but just to sort of finish that train of thought, I would say C64 is the worst, then the Amstrad, then DOS. Didn't play DOS, actually, I should fess up to that, but it looks turd. But what it does do is look like competent, unlike the CPC and the and the Commodore version. Yes. Then the ST version, because it's just too slow. It looks brilliant. It really does. And it does that really shit thing that ST games do, where you don't have the music and the sound effect at the same time. So it kind of cuts and jumps out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really poor, especially next to the Amiga version. But the Amiga version is the best. And between the two is the Atari Lynx version, which is miraculous, really.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the only version that's got music and sound effects at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Does multi-scrolling. Like, again, something else we'll talk about more. There are times of this game, and I think this is probably quite a big thing for 1988, where there are 8-10 characters moving around on screen at the same time, not including you. The Lynx does a really good job with that numbers thing, keeping that up. If you were to look at it now on a video playing on a 30-inch TV, you would say it looks shit, but you played it on a 3.5-inch screen, it looked absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Played great. Got some levels missing, just due to size restrictions on the cartridge, but really, really slick. Really, really cool version, the Lynx. Not just because I'm a fan either.
Yeah. How much does that go for on eBay these days?
Boxed with instructions, 50 quid.
That's not too bad, I suppose.
I mean, I'd rather pay 50 quid for that than 80 quid for FIFA 2026 or whatever it's now.
Yeah. I'm just watching the Amiga version. That looks really good.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to be upset with it, really.
Yeah.
That whole sort of contextual button is the only thing I think that probably stands between it and the arcade version.
But if you'd not played the arcade version, you wouldn't know.
No, of course you wouldn't. You can actually, what's that word I'm looking for? Topically, I suppose, play this game on Antstream Arcade.
There's also, in one of the more modern versions, the original arcade game was included as an optional extra.
Yes.
I think it's Ninja Gaiden Black on the Xbox, I think.
The one that I played, yeah, I didn't know, actually.
The version that's on Antstream is really good because there's a challenge included. What's the challenge, Andy?
The challenge is it's not even a 1 credit challenge, it's a one life. 1 life challenge.
One very short life sometimes.
Yeah. So the lives in the game, you get sort of, each life has 3 sections of health to it, and most enemies will do 1 section of that life when they hit you. Sometimes it comes in sort of groups of 3, so they'll have a 3-hit combo and they'll have to hit all 3 hits for it to take away that bar. But you can so rarely escape when they start hitting you that it's pretty much, you get hit, you've lost a chunk of life. You get hit 3 times, you're dead.
Yeah.
It is a very, very difficult challenge. I got 92nd on the leaderboard. I got to the final boss
of the first level,
which is a sumo wrestler guy.
Yeah, I got to him and beat him.
Yes,
like 5 minutes after you sent me the jokey, let's call it, thing of, oh, I've got so far on this and I've done really well.
Before that, I was doing terribly.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. The thing is, I'd been playing it and I'd forgotten most of how to play it. And then it sort of started to come back a bit. And then I really hit on a tactic that works really, really well, which is to basically always be up or down the screen from the person you want to hit and let them come to you. It
is a classic beat-em-up strategy.
It works perfectly in the Turtles arcade game around the same time as well.
It works in so many of these games, yeah.
But I basically got to the boss with more health than you start with because there's an extra health pickup you get along the way. And I thought, this is it. This is the one. This is the one run through where I'm actually going to beat the boss on one go. Got through him, absolutely fine. Started the next level and instantly died to the cars that are going up the road in front of you. I was just like, that's perfect. That's absolutely typical. And then the next time I tried it, I died to the first bloke that you come across at the start of the game. So yes, I did it great that one time. I haven't done it since.
It is a strange thing, isn't it? Do you know in the middle of the first level there's that bit where you're walking across the rafters? It's not scaffolding, but I don't know, there's a side of the building. It's about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I even got to that, I got to the end of the game.
Oh wow!
It's like I couldn't get anywhere near it, and then I got to that, and I just kept going.
You mean the end of the level?
Yes, the end of the game.
Yeah, I just got through the whole game.
Have you finished it? Did you finish the whole game?
I have. I cheated my way through it.
Did you save state or did you just coin spam?
No, I cheated because coin spamming doesn't actually work that well in this. You know what we were talking about a couple of episodes ago? We were saying about with Metal Slug. You die, wherever you died, you continue and you start from that point and you go. So there's no real detriment to dying.
No.
You just carry on wherever you die. When you die in this, you get sat back to a sort of soft checkpoint, just a little bit back usually from where you died.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just coin spam your way through it. You do have to get through a set of enemies to get to the next set of enemies. So you can very slowly coin spam your way through it by getting better at it. But if you are playing the game in MAME, you can just turn on infinite lives. And then because you don't trigger the continue, you don't get set back that far. You carry on wherever you die. So I did that just because I just wanted to see the whole game. I've never seen it. I used to play this a lot in the arcades because I think they had it in a couple of the arcades in Bedford, actually, now that I think about it, if not all three.
I remember it specifically in Mr. Pool.
I definitely had it in Mr. Pool, and I'm pretty sure I had it in Thurston's, and then might have had it in Vegas as well. It was hugely popular because it sucked money out at a blistering rate. Yeah, you'd play this for a minute, maybe two, then you'd put another credit in. Then you'd walk away, and then somebody else would put a couple of credits in and then walk away. It was a good churner for money.
Because it looked so good, didn't it?
Yeah, it is a good game. I still like it. I've always liked it. I've always thought it's a brilliant game. I'd never seen anything past level 3. So I could get through the first level, maybe 1 or 2 continues, and I could get my way through the second level. And I definitely remember seeing the start of the third level, but never got to the boss, because there's a section at the start of the third level where you have to do like a monkey bar swing thing across tree branches while there are like odd mermaid things coming out of the water. Yeah, it's quite out of place in the rest of the game because everything's humanoid or human, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, a little bit weird, but still human. Yeah. And then there's these weird, like, siren monsters in the water of the third level. Just, okay, whatever. But it feeds into the whole sort of, ninjas and demons and all that sort of bollocks. It kind of works.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's thematically not inconsistent.
Is the end dude, the final boss, is he not a demon?
No, he's called Bladeodamus. He's a descendant of Nostradamus, apparently. You can only read this online. It does not exist in the game at all. But he's an absolute prick. He's got 2 swords, which he will just flick out wherever you try to get anywhere near him and hit you. And then he pushes them together and then does a breath of fire thing through them at you. It's just like, what? How the fuck do I do this? What? How do I even approach him to get a hit in? But yeah, coin spammed my way through it, killed him, saw the end. Underwhelming. But it's one of those things you never would have done in the arcade at all. Unless, now that I think about it, one of the ways that you could get through this is if you've got 2 players and somebody dies and continues while the other person is still alive, you don't go back to the checkpoints. I think that may have been how I got through to like level 3. I may have been playing it with a second player.
There's a point, I can't remember what level it is, which is a bit shit, but you come across the Legion of Doom for the second time. It's not actually the Legion of Doom.
You mean the Road Warriors?
Sorry, the Road Warriors, not the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, they weren't the Legion of Doom then.
No. But yes, there is a pair of enemies who fight at the same time, and they are basically knocking off the Road Warriors / Legion of Doom. And before you come to them for the second time when they're a different colour, there's a bit there where you can get to them. They're a sub-boss in the level. They're not actually the final boss. They're a sub-boss. So it must be towards the end. But you can get to them and start fighting them and die, and it puts you halfway back down the level. Every other boss in the game, if you die, you restart at the boss.
Yeah.
This, it took you, and it took, I was, up until that point, I was counting credits, because I credited through. I didn't cheat. I did it with credits. So I experienced that whole setback and having to learn how to beat the section.
Yeah.
That was the point where I started save stating. It was like, this is absolutely traumatic. I can't deal with this anymore. But yeah, so no, I did. I played through until that point, which I think is beyond halfway into the game, putting credits in. I did go back to it to a point because I was playing it on Antstream, and maybe I've missed something, but it doesn't seem easy to load save states on Antstream.
It's not something I've really bothered with, because I just open it up, play a game for a very short amount of time, and then come out. Like, I go in with a purpose of like, oh, I just want to play a quick stint on Shadow Warriors.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to beat your rubbish high score.
I'm in the top 100 in the world, I'll have you know.
Yeah, I'm in the top 25.
But yes, it seems you can pause the game, save state, you get 3 save state blocks.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a weird one. Unless I've missed something, there doesn't seem to be a way to quickly load your save states.
Okay.
The only way I could find to load them was to entirely quit the game, and then they appear on the front page on the menu, and you can just click the one you want to start.
Yeah, I don't think in Antstream they're intended to be like save states that you'd use in an emulator, where you're
probably right.
Where you just reload instantly back to that point you wanted to start from.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's not really their bag, is it?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's intended to be like that.
So yeah, after I'd beaten the Road Warriors for the second time, I did go back to just using credits again. But yeah, I think, finger in the air, I must have put 60 odd credits into the game before I got to the final boss, and then I have not beaten the game.
Oh, okay.
I got to the final boss, and I just went, do you know what? I'm going to watch a video. So basically, what I saw in the video was the little cutscene of the boat going back to Tokyo.
Yep.
And the end credits.
Yep. You'd not miss much.
That was it.
Yeah, as little story as there is in this game, which is 0, unless you're reading, I don't know, some accompanying manual or something, because there's fuck all in the game.
Yeah.
The end sequence is you go back to Tokyo on a boat. That's it.
So basically, I think the story is something like he's been hired to come to America and take out the main big bad guy.
Blade Adamus. He takes a fucking weird route. Yeah.
I mean, he goes from Tokyo.
I just think he wanted to go to Vegas.
Well, I mean, he starts in San Francisco, it looks like.
Yeah, which is right, because if you sailed from Japan to America, you'd land in West Coast, probably San Francisco. You're
in San Francisco, and you want to go to Vegas and the Grand Canyon, but you go to New York first. You've made a mistake there, my young friend.
Maybe there were cheap flights available at the time. Some sort of round trip thing that he had. He had a coupon that he needed to use. Free admittance to the Empire State Building. Expires on the 21st of the month.
I can only assume that the whole Ninja in America thing was to tie in with all the whole ninja film culture that was going on at the time.
Yeah, there was a ton of ninja films.
And yeah, it's completely pointless. Everyone you face is a masked character of some description. Every single one, except a couple of the bosses, I think everyone has a mask on. Most of the backgrounds are a street somewhere. Genuinely, most of the time, could be absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, apparently all of the villains in Shadow Warriors are supposed to be escaped, or rather freed, inmates of Alcatraz.
Where did you get that from?
The bullshit plot synopsis on Wikipedia. Which is the only source I can find for Blade Adamus, the descendant of Nostradamus. Which could very well be true. There's probably some like arcade flyer that I haven't found yet, but I will at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, it makes me laugh. It really does.
Yes, the story is, geezer, Japanese geezer, goes to America, takes a really weird route around America, kills a dude, goes home.
I mean, that's more plot than a lot of those ninja films from the 80s had. So it's not doing too badly.
Oh, fucking hell. Which reminds me, if you've never seen the film Ninja Terminator, go and see Ninja Terminator. Find it, download it, pick up a DVD, whatever you want. One of the greatest films ever made. Let's talk about the bosses. There are basically only 4 major bosses in the game.
Yes.
There's a sumo wrestler.
Yep.
Who then appears as 2 sumo wrestlers. There's the Legion of Doom.
Yep.
Who just turn up twice, or is it 3 times even?
I think it's 3 times. Yeah, they're like 12-foot tall wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely enormous.
Yep.
There's the end boss, and then there is... I've just remembered BoJack Horseman. Have you seen BoJack Horseman?
I know of it. I didn't like it.
Oh, I adore BoJack Horseman. But I'm 100% the audience for BoJack Horseman.
Fair enough.
Basically, depressed middle-aged white dude.
Mm-hmm. Who happens to be a horse.
And I'm talking about the audience, not the main character.
Oh, okay, sorry. Where are you going with this? Because this is obviously the guys with like the Wolverine claws.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear how you're going to link BoJack Horseman to some ninjas.
Anybody who's seen,
claws.
I tell you what, anyone who has seen BoJack Horseman and has played Shadow Warriors and seen that boss knows exactly where I'm going with this.
Okay.
There's a character in BoJack Horseman called Vincent Adult Man.
Right.
Who is clearly 3 children sat on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat.
Yeah, I know where you're going now. Yeah.
And yet nobody sort of calls it out in the show. Except I think maybe BoJack Horseman himself. Yeah, but Vincent Adult Man. And so this boss, as you approach him, if you haven't seen him, looks like a screen-filling bastard of a thing.
Yeah, it's like 15 feet tall. If your character is like 6 feet, this guy in his huge robe is like 15 feet tall.
And then he throws off his robe, and it's actually 3 shorter guys with Enter the Dragon bad guy claw hands, or Wolverine, or... Oh, it's actually one of the bad guys in Time Crisis as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those things. Shredder from the Turtles has... the same weapon.
Yeah, yep.
Tekogagi, they're called. Tekkokagi, and they were real. They were used by actual ninja.
Also, Vega or Balrog from Street Fighter 2.
I thought really interesting in this same vein. Those characters move a lot like Vega.
Yeah, lots of backflips.
Yeah, and they even like screech before they do in a very similar way to Vega.
Early influence, maybe?
One of their tracks. I mean, I genuinely, and I mean, to be fair, also, Vega wears a mask. Yep. So either there is something that they are, both of those sets of characters are based on. Either they have the same influence, or Vega was influenced by Vincent Adult Man in Shadow Warriors. It's interesting to me, quite often, in what I'm looking at on the internet around the Tekogagi, people talk about them being used by samurai or as a samurai weapon. I don't see that as something a samurai would use. Knowing the little that I know of samurai, it seems unlikely.
Yeah, that doesn't fit in with the whole honor system.
No.
The guys that you know as Vincent Adult Man are the men from Nanto, or Nanto no Otakatachi. I think you've got a point there with a link to Vega from Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, they are also probably my favourite boss in the game.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than one giant dude who can punch you from 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 little guys that are a bit of a pain in the arse to deal with.
Yeah, they bring something new. They look cool. The reveal, if you've never seen it before, that reveal is very cool.
Yeah.
Because you do walk in, you think, Jesus fucking Christ. This guy literally is the height of the screen from the floor. And then he throws off his cape and it's just these 3 little dudes, little Vegas, bouncing around.
It's Huey, Dewey and Louie. Under those masks, it's the nephews of Donald Duck.
Nice. Other fights in the game, guys who scream across the screen on chopper bikes.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the one thing that's actually appropriate to it being set in America.
The road you were talking about crossing on level 2 as well has got signs pointing to different areas of New York as well. And the cars are very American. But yeah, there's not much. The New York level 2, is where the bikes come in as well. And I guess depending on how you think about it, sadly or not, the Twin Towers are quite clear in the background at that level as well. Mm-hmm. Which is, poignant, I guess, in such an unusual way as this game. But those guys on the chopper bikes, I truly believe in 1988, there wasn't much going on in video games that was cooler than backflip throwing guys off moving chopper bikes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
It's fucking awesome.
That somersault throw move is the thing that sticks in my head about Shadow Warriors. It was always just, as soon as you figured it out, that was all you ever did.
Yeah.
And you can get a long way through the game only using that move.
Yeah. I think, 88, it was one of you can do a couple of hits of a combo and then switch to the throw. Nice little bit of variation. But yeah, these chopper bikes come streaming at you across the screen. You do this very cool, stylish backflip throw thing and whip them off. It's just, honestly, super fucking cool.
When you eventually figure out the timing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't come quick.
No, but I could play an entire game of that. just flip throwing those wankers off those bikes. Once you get it down, it's great.
Yeah, it reminds me of, in Double Dragon, there's the elbow move.
Yes.
That, you can play the entire game and only use that one move.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was massively overpowered once you got the timing right again.
Yeah.
But I guess while we're talking about this sort of thing, when I picture Shadow Warriors from back in the day, I remember sort of being able to hang off lampposts and kick people.
Yep.
Was the thing that stuck in my head, I think, the most. And the death sequence.
The death sequence is the thing that is remembered the most about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was looking it up this week, that came up again and again and again. Because it's kind of at odds a bit in the rest of the game. Because realistically, for all the violence, for all the punching and being smacked with tree trunks and shit like that, there's no blood. There's no really overt violence or gore or anything. And then the continue screen is you strapped to a table surrounded by demons with a circular saw lowering towards you as the countdown ticks down.
Yeah.
And if you don't put any more money in, the screen just goes red.
Yeah.
And there's a not very pleasant noise. Somebody made that thinking, that's all right, they won't pass this. No one will let this go out. They'll be fine.
And I mean, and let's face it as well, if you're going to see something a lot in this game, it's the fucking death scene. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
But the attract mode is pretty cool as well. The intro, for lack of a better term, because it's very quick. It's really the attract mode. That's very cool as well.
There's like a little cinematic, isn't there?
Yeah.
Where there's sort of two ninjas jump at each other and then do that thing where they both land and then one falls over dead, which is recreated quite well in the NES version.
Is it?
Yeah, but the NES carries that on. There's loads of that all the way through it. There's like these little anime style cinematic cutscenes at the end of every level.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, I think it's worth a play. I do think it's worth looking at it at some point. I didn't actually play it this week, but I've seen people play it and I've seen some of those scenes and think, actually, I'm going to go and give that a go.
Yeah.
As you well know, I'm not the biggest NES fan, but those games do look good. They look bastard hard, but quite rewarding when you get through it. And I'll just save state my way through the whole thing. I don't care.
If you're on the NES playing beat 'em ups, you should give River City Ransom a go. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And it's got all almost like RPG light elements to it that you might like as well.
Isn't that the sort of genesis of the Vigilante series?
Oh, it gets very confusing. At this point, the gentleman who created Double Dragon and the Kunio-kun series, which is River City Ransom, died earlier this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yoshihisa Kishimoto, his son, posted that he was sorry to inform you that my father has passed to rest on the 2nd of April 2026. He was the creator of Double Dragon, Kunio-kun, River City as we know it. He was only 64. And his son in that post goes on to say, please enjoy his games. So let's do that.
I mean, really, we do need to do Double Dragon at some point.
We absolutely will do Double Dragon at some point. 100%. I think with something we talked about before and then played them and were just shocked by how difficult they were. And basically,
brutal.
Basically
as hard
ran
as you
away
think
crying.
this game is, fucking hell, Double Dragon's worse.
Yep. So yeah, again, Renegade is basically the Kunio-kun series rebranded for the UK. Again, another Ocean thing, I think. Might have been US Gold. That's the other big publisher who was around at the time. But yeah, all very similar, but yeah, a sad loss. We haven't really talked about the backgrounds. I mentioned that the backgrounds could be anywhere, and I think I was perhaps being a little bit unkind because some of the backgrounds are actually really nice.
Some of them are really good.
Is it? I don't think it's Vegas, or is it? No, it is Vegas, where you're going across the metal bars. I don't know how to describe these metal bars. It's almost like scaffolding, but not.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You can hang from the bottom. You can swing. Really nice animation where you go from hanging below to swinging on top. And
I think scaffold you'd get the picture.
Yeah.
With scaffolding.
Yeah, the backgrounds are insane on that. Like really over the top sort of neon signs on the Vegas level. Really, really cool. And there's other bits of art where it looks like almost graffiti is the wrong word.
No, there's a lot of graffiti.
There is a lot of graffiti.
There's a lot of graffiti that are references to other things. Top Gun is referenced.
Top Gun is everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a shout out to Rygar is in graffiti I saw.
Yeah, Rygar. But that's another Tecmo game, so that fits.
They do also shout themselves out directly with Tecmo.
There's also the development team for this game is called the Strong Team.
Yeah.
And the wrestling duo, like the Road Warriors are called the Strong Team.
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah. So there's a big poster for them before you meet them.
Don't they come out of the poster?
Yeah, they burst through the wall, I think, didn't they?
No, yeah, I know. I think they're sort of, if I remember right, and it was only a couple of hours ago I played it, I think it's the second time you meet them. It looks like there's a poster for them on the wall.
Oh, and it's them.
And it's actually them, yeah. They actually come down. It's very cool. Love that. For some reason, I think the first level in particular is absolutely plastered with Top Gun posters.
Yeah.
I say they're not really posters, it's just Top Gun.
It literally just says Top Gun in text.
Yeah.
But no, later on there's some really weird bits and bobs. There's a massive like stained glass background.
Yeah.
Which is very odd. Which I suppose sort of buys into the whole Nostradamus descendant thing.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, which I'd never heard of until I started to read the Wikipedia page. And I thought, fuck off, you've just made that up. That's not real. It's certainly not in the game.
Blade Adamus.
But quite often they did that, didn't they? You'd have the arcade game with no text, no cutaways, no cutscenes of any kind, but the background of things would be in a flyer that we would never see.
You know, it's like you'd only get them at trade shows and things, wouldn't you? All that sort of thing. It was just...
The actual user of the arcade machine would never see it.
No.
So you had no idea. And well, no, saying that, you used to get sort of on the various like surfaces of the arcade cabinets. You used to get information panels and things.
Yeah, a little
bit.
They
could have put it there.
Yes, it seems unlikely.
Yeah, well, no one cares. No one cares about the story of this game.
You know how AI is shit at words?
Yeah.
I think it's in the very first level. There's what's supposed to be an ice cream parlour.
Okay.
It doesn't quite say ice cream. It says ice cream. So it's like ice and then CE and then CRE.
Okay.
And it's exactly the sort of thing that AI would do. It's weird. There is enough character space there to write ice cream properly, but it's just got lost in translation somewhere, I assume. It's just bizarre.
It was left to the YTS kid who doesn't speak any English.
Poor YTS kids. In terms of background, the bit where you're crossing the road, as like annoyingly difficult as it is, because it's
a piece of piss.
Do you just backflip all the way across?
No, walk. There's a gap in each stream of cars up and down the screen. There's a big gap that you just walk through.
So you're saying that the secret to this is patience?
Yes.
That will be why I failed.
Not much of a shock there.
But it's very cool, isn't it? It's like isometric, and they're massive. I mean, this is a thing.
Well, proper size cars. In terms of scale of how big you are as a character, they are the right size.
And I think this is one of those things that's hard to appreciate if you didn't experience it at the time. It's just like, Jesus, look at that. And it was just a really impressive thing to see. Even the hanging from lampposts and kicking people was just like, that's such a cool thing. I've never seen that before.
It was a new thing in these games.
Interacting with the backgrounds, the crates and everything breaking when you or the enemies got thrown against them was fairly, I think that was in some other games, but it's definitely in Final Fight and that.
Yeah. But the other thing you've got to think about as well, you're playing this, generally speaking, you'd be playing this in an arcade. You're, a foot away from the screen, and it's like a big 25, 27-inch CRT monitor, which is much bigger than your TV you had at home, and you're literally, you could touch it with your finger. So these sprites were huge. They were absolutely enormous on the screen, and it looked amazing back then. I mean, it still looks a bit good now.
Oh, yeah.
It's lost a little bit, I think, over the years. It doesn't look quite as impressive as it used to, but you're not seeing it in the same environment that we saw it back in, well, for me, about 1990, I think.
So a year prior, Shinobi came out. 1987, Shinobi came out. And if you want to see why Shadow Warriors seemed so impressive, look at a video of Shinobi.
Or play it.
Well, yeah, or play it. But it's very much the depth of the screen, as much as the depth in and walking in and out of the screen was in earlier games. Double Dragon, we just talked about, had that as well. But it's just, there was something about the depth and being able to jump up the screen onto higher levels, to say the walking, the interacting with this scaffolding and swinging off beams and things. It just seemed a lot more involved. It made it seem more like a real environment. We haven't talked about the audio much.
It's not bad. There's some good music in there.
There is also the excellent complete knockoff of Iron Man.
Yes, I did notice that playing it this week. Twice. That comes back.
Yeah, I know.
There's like an end boss that uses it, and then it comes back in the next level or the level after that. Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. I loved it.
On the OST, it's called I Am Man as well. So it's like they knew they were knocking it off. It's so blatant. It's brilliant. But yes, music is good. Sound effects of, they're there.
They exist.
Punch, kick, break, explode.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly in the arcade, they do the job. Less so on the 8-bit ports, as you could imagine.
Yeah, but I mean, think of what they had to work with.
I know. What did Ian Oliver call the sound effects on the Spectrum?
Rat farts.
Rat farts. Lots of that on the Spectrum version, that's for sure.
That's 90% of all Spectrum sound effects, isn't it?
I mean, probably more than that. But yeah, I think in terms of the ports, the Lynx and Amiga, if you want music and sound effects that even slightly resemble or exist at the same time, to be honest with you, are the ones to go for. And I do highly recommend anyone giving the Lynx game a go. You may I know I have a history of perhaps overstating the brilliance of the Atari Lynx on this podcast.
A tad.
But yeah, it's I reckon the second best version of the game. Well, third best version, arcade Amiga Lynx.
Did you know there was a developed but never released version on the Mega Drive?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it never came out. It looks like it was mostly finished as well.
One of those. A Star Fox 2.
Yeah, I do wonder if it didn't come out because Sega looked at it and thought, well, we're halfway through making Streets of Rage, so let's get this cancelled and chuck out Streets of Rage. No, it looks fairly good from what I've seen of it.
Yeah.
How far into development it was, there may only be like the first level or something, but it looks like it would have been a fairly competent game.
Sega also ran with the Shinobi series, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they had that as their kind of ninja franchise. It was all their own in-house thing.
There is a reference to Shinobi in the cutscenes of the NES version.
Is there?
Yep, and there's references to Street Fighter as well. So as you said earlier, the name of the main character is Ryu Hayabasa. His father, who's named in the NES version, is Ken Hayabasa, which is nice because this is before Street Fighter 2 as well.
Yes.
So they'd have been basing it on Street Fighter, the original, which is dog shit by any standards. Let's just lay all our references out on the cards and just put it out there.
We talked about you were saying about all the little anime cutscenes and things in the NES version. In the arcade version, you get a little image at the end of every level that kind of sets the scene for the upcoming level.
Yeah, or wraps up where he's been.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Vegas one, he's in a casino gambling.
Did you notice in one of them, he's on the side of a building and there's two window cleaners?
That look a lot like Mario and Luigi.
That look a lot like Mario and Luigi.
Yes, I did see that.
I mean, what a shout. One of the few times I've actually sort of laughed out loud at something like that.
Yeah, that is wearing like blue dungarees or a red shirt.
Yeah.
No, it's non-copyright infringing Mario. It's Giuseppe. We talked about this before.
Do you remember seeing on the very last level, there's like a statue up on one of the higher platforms, sort of in the background. It's like a Cyclops, but with horns, and he's holding an axe, but he's holding it the wrong way round.
Right.
Do you remember seeing this?
I don't know.
It's really weird because it looks like it should do something, and I couldn't make it do anything. And I've watched some videos.
Oh, yes. I expected that to throw something at me.
Right?
Yeah. You know, in old cartoons and old animation, you'd have like a very static, flat background. And anything that was going to move or do anything looked different.
Yeah.
That's exactly the feeling I got from that thing.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's bizarre,
yeah, I avoided it like the plague because I just assumed it was going to stab me. Have you played or even seen any of the modern Ninja Gaiden games?
Yeah, as I said, I think the Xbox era was where they sort of hit their stride, and I played Black on the Xbox. Enjoyed it a lot. They're very technical, very cool.
They look to me like Devil May Cry with a ninja. If you're not a fan and you're not a big player of them, they are mindless button bashing shit. If you play them and you enjoy them and you like them, they're really technical, really impressive. But to me, they're just mindless button bashing bullshit.
Hashtag not my Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there are people swearing hard at you right now.
Fuck them. I don't care.
You will not get very far in the better of the new Ninja Gaiden games, button mashing.
No, I know. I'm intentionally, being a twat about it, and
well, you might.
Yeah, but they don't look like something I would enjoy, so I'll belittle it as much as I can. Basically, they certainly look good. I mean, like in terms of the visuals and what goes on and everything, they look amazing. But
incredibly slick, yeah,
just not my sort of thing at all.
Also, Ryu Hayabusa is a central character to the Dead or Alive series as well.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to ask about, because he's called Hayabusa in Dead or Alive, and there's also a character called Ayami in Dead or Alive who is in the Ninja Gaiden games. Yes. So there's a clear link between them.
Yeah, well, they're developed by the same team, the same people, and the same sort of head of the guy. I think he has also died not so long ago.
Yeah, it was a few months ago, wasn't it?
Itagaki, who's sort of legendary in that area. As a character, obviously I knew the Ninja Gaiden games. I hadn't really played many of them, and what I had played, not a lot of story as far as I'm concerned. In this arcade game, he didn't have a name, but I knew him first as Hayabusa and Ryu Hayabusa from the Dead or Alive games.
I didn't realise it. I never knew there was a link to it at all. I played this back in the day. I played a little bit of Dead or Alive. Obviously, stopped when the beach volleyball game came out. But no, I never realised there was a link. I didn't even twig that it was the same company.
I'm not sure the Ayami in Dead or Alive is the same Ayami that's in Ninja Gaiden. It might be, but I'm not sure that it is. I think it's a fairly common Japanese name.
It could just be a coincidence.
Yeah, but yes, if you know better than that, please let us know. Give us a shout in the comments and correct us. We're always happy to be corrected. Anything else?
There was one tiny little thing, which was for my mate John, who did the logo stuff for us recently.
Yeah, I'm so glad you remembered this because I meant to mention this.
Okay.
Completely forgot.
John's big thing, he's a massive, massive fan of rabbits for whatever reason. And his sort of pseudonym that he uses is Lucky Rabbit.
Lucky Mad Rabbit.
On the poster behind the stage 2 bosses, it says, "I want you, I am Lucky Rabbit" for Tecmo, because Tecmo's mascot character at the time was a rabbit. Which I don't know if you've seen or not.
I haven't, no.
I think it's in the end credits it comes up, when Tecmo logo comes up. So I'll make a point of showing him that.
I remember that rabbit from Tekken World Cup.
Oh yeah, Tecmo World.
No, it's Tekken, the company they were before, TEHKAN. I remember seeing that rabbit on the art for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a shit mascot. Well done for remembering Lucky Rabbit, because I saw that as well. And thanks. What's his actual name?
John Knowles.
Thanks, John, for all that artwork and stuff you put together for it. There's some great stuff on there. Very cool. So are we on to cocktails?
I think we must be.
So go on then. What have you come up with for Ninja Gaiden / Shadow Warriors?
Well, I found nothing.
No.
For a long time. I wanted a good pun, a good riff on the name, like Ninja, Shadow.
Yeah.
I started to go down the routes of the bosses and the main character, how hard it was, how hard the NES game is and stuff like that. And I found literally nothing. I thought, you know what, sod this. I'm just going to type Ninja Gaiden cocktail into Google and see what I get. And the first thing that came up was a guy on Facebook that I thought about using a few times before. So I thought, fuck it. This is the one I'm going for.
This is the time.
This is your time to shine, yeah. So there's a guy on Facebook called Frankie Francis, otherwise known as the Gaming Mixologist.
Nice.
He's made a Ninja Gaiden cocktail because somebody sent him a bottle of whiskey that's shaped like a ninja. It's like this sitting figure. It's an amazing bottle. I'll link the reel that's on Facebook for this cocktail. But it's just obviously he got it and was like, well, got to do something with that, clearly. So this is 2 ounces of blood orange juice, 1 ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of simple syrup, 2 dashes of fee foam, which I don't know what that is, and then 2 ounces of Yamato Whiskey Ninja Edition, which is this Japanese whiskey in a bottle shaped like a ninja. Strain it over ice, and it looks all right, and it's whiskey and fruit juice, so I won't like it, but you'll love it.
Yeah, sounds nice.
Yeah.
Whiskey, whiskey and blood orange is it's a bit more bitter, isn't it, than normal orange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the simple syrup will make it quite sweet. The lemon juice will add a bit to it. I don't know what fee foam is.
FEE?
Yeah.
Basically an alternative to egg white.
Yeah, fair enough. But 2 dashes isn't going to do a lot anyway.
Crumbs, no. I guess it would change the colour, make it a bit milky.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's like really concentrated and 2 dashes is like an egg's worth.
Yeah, it could be.
If only we'd been talking about cocktails for a long time, we should really know better by now. But
that's your thing. I played the games.
Does sound nice though.
Yeah, I'd give it a go, as always.
You've really got to stop saying that.
So yeah, the Ninja Gaiden cocktail from Frankie Francis, otherwise known as the Gaming Mixologist on Facebook.
I think we should 100% try and get that guy on the show.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, nice one. Like that a lot, mate.
Yeah. I thought I'd branch out and not just use differs for everything.
No, that sounds stupid. Who would do that?
Who indeed? So what have you got for us?
Interestingly, I've got a cocktail that is not just on Difford's, but was created by Mr. Difford himself.
Excellent.
Just to fully double down on that. Interesting how I came up with this one. I was, to start the story at the beginning, my wife was supposed to go out last night. Gemma. Hi, Gemma, and everyone who knows her. She was supposed to go out last night and it got cancelled because of apparently school holidays, timings, things and whatever. And so instead of going out, she decided that we were going to go and browse Waitrose. This is the alternative to an exciting night out.
Waitrose.
We're going to go shopping in Waitrose.
No, you didn't say shopping. You said browse.
Oh, yes. We're browsing.
So you're just looking.
Waitrose. Yeah, I wish, mate. 125 quid later, I wish.
Oh, that'll buy you a third of a 32X.
It'll buy me 2.5 copies of Ninja Gaiden on the links. Anyway, point being, ended up in Waitrose, and I was like, literally, this is a great opportunity. If I can find a cocktail with an unusual ingredient that I need and buy it while I'm there, so rather than just rely on what's in my cupboard. And then, like you, I started looking for things and just couldn't find anything. And ended up almost like coming around it backwards. I got to the drinks section of Waitrose and just started looking around for stuff that might work. Much like you and your cocktail, found the Japanese whiskey section, quickly moved on because the cheapest bottle was 55 quid.
Yeah.
I'd love to try Japanese whiskey, which I never have, and it's apparently very good. But it sat on a shelf on its own, on sale, at 18 quid a bottle. There was a bottle of sake.
Ah, nice.
So I was like, yoink, and then I can try and figure out something, because, you know, ninjas, Japan, sake, there's got to be something. And luckily enough, Mr. Difford, looks like he was working at the Cabinet Room in London when he came up with the Sake Manhattan, level 2 of this game, set in New York. I thought, Sake Manhattan.
Yeah, no, good.
Japan,
I like it.
America. I was quite pleased with that. 52.5 millilitres of sake. Never quite sure how you say it, to be honest with you.
I've always said sake.
Let's go with sake.
I'm not entirely sure.
22.5 ml of bourbon. 22.5 ml of sweet vermouth. 10 ml of maraschino liqueur. Couple of dashes of Peychaud's or other Creole style bitters, and a dash of Angostura bitters as well. Stir it over ice and then fine strain it into a pre-chilled coupe glass. It's lovely.
Sounds quite boozy.
It is quite boozy.
How strong is sake?
It tends to be less than 20, sort of like a wine, sort of 16, 17, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So a Manhattan being quite spirit forward, it really softens that. It's a much more drinkable cocktail. I struggled not to just down it. It's really all that roughness that you can get with bourbon, if it's not a really expensive one, just completely goes away. Really, really tasty. Really nice. I think it's quite likely that the rest of that bottle of sake will be used making more of them.
Fair enough.
It was really very nice indeed. So, where is this journey taking us next?
Well, when we last spoke, we established the next 2 episodes, if you remember. And because we're 99% sure we won't be able to get hold of Jeff Crammond, we've gone for Stunt Car Racer for our next episode.
Yes, we've been holding out.
Yeah, we were hoping that it might be somebody we could get hold of, but increasingly lower and lower chances, I think. If anyone knows Jeff Crammond...
Yeah.
Get him to get in touch with us.
If you know somebody called Jeff Crammond, just ask them if they used to make video games.
Well, even if they didn't, just come on.
Just pretend they did.
Yeah. We can say it's an interview with Jeff Crammond, just not that one.
Yeah, the reason Jeff Crammond, absolute legend, made some spectacular games. Very much mostly known for sim-style racing games, but also made basically a game about racing stock cars around roller coaster tracks. mentioned in the top 50, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. One of your favourite games of all time.
It really is. Really. I mean, there's no question about it. There were some questionable choices, I think, from both of us. Deliberately so. We didn't want to just make a boring list of what the games that everybody's already heard of.
No.
But I 100% stand by you. If you've never heard of Stunt Car Racer, and I think perhaps if you're from outside the UK, you may not have done, because it's another one of these games. It was a home computer game rather than a console game or anything else. Magnificent. We'll talk a lot about that next time on Cocktail Mode, where gaming and alcohol are in our blood. I am vote for me.